Wow. Thank everybody for being here. We really appreciate it. Tremendous crowd. I think that's one of the great things about Division II is that you get to be up close and personal with your team. So tremendous opportunity for you not only to be here today, but also to get to know our guys a little bit as well. Before I go any further, I do want to give a special thanks to Caroline George, who helped set all this up and did a fantastic job with it, and to Coach Myers, obviously, for his support. I would like to introduce our coaching staff, and if they'd stand up quickly. Bob Zork, who you saw yelling on the video. Bob, stand up. Jimmy Boone, my son Jimmy, who's done a fantastic job, and those two are our returners. And then I've got Reggie Chambers. Reggie's our grad assistant this year. He was our point guard on an outstanding team at West Virginia Wesleyan and has followed us here. Cornell Knight, who you guys all remember. I have a tough time calling him Coach Knight, but Cornell Knight. And Zach Jorgensen, our student assistant. And I'd also like for our team just to take a second and stand up, and if you would, please give them a big hand. We're looking forward to these guys. I really like this group. No, let me rephrase that. I love this group. And for these reasons, they epitomize all the things that we are looking for and building in our program. Hard work, discipline, and toughness. And they have definitely bought into our philosophy of being a great defensive team, because defensive teams win championships. So I couldn't be more excited about them and what they have been able to accomplish up to this point in time. In a large part, as I indicated on the video, is due to our 5 core returning players. Got 3 great seniors, and it's awesome to have 3 guys here that have been in our program for 4 years from the day we started. Declan Herrick and Zelvin Smith, who are sitting in the back, will be big keys in the development of this team. Both of those are interior players who have done an outstanding job. Great students, great leaders, great people, outstanding representatives of Delta State basketball. Jack Madgen, who's sitting up here in front with us. These 3 guys, amazingly, probably one of the first times this has ever happened, that we had 3 young men from our program selected to the all preseason Gulf South Conference team. Jack Madgen is our other senior, who, as most of you know, has been fighting through a very difficult injury, played basically in February and March with a broken foot, and has spent the last 8 months with surgery, a pen, and rehab, and has, fortunately for us, has rejoined our team and is back full tilt in practice. So we're really excited about Jack and his toughness. PJ Davis, a local young man here from Eastside High School, was the freshman of the year last year in the Gulf South Conference. Again, has been named to the all preseason team. PJ's part of 2 of the last 3 years we've had the freshman of the year in the league. And 2 years ago, I guess 3 years ago now, Devin Schmidt. And Devin has appeared on several All-American preseason teams, the preseason GSC Player of the Year, and someone that I could not be more excited about because he has really improved his defensive play. He has made a conscious effort that I'm no longer going to be a liability out there defensively. I'm going to be a guy you can count on to step up and be a great defensive player. So I couldn't be more excited about these guys. I will mention just a couple of things real quick and then open it for questions. As you also saw in the video, a lot of people get afraid of this and run away from it. I'm excited that we are ranked 11th in the preseason. It's where we should be. It's where we want to be. It doesn't mean anything. What it means is from what we do from this day on, but we think at Delta State every year we should be recognized for the kind of teams that we put out here. So we're excited and we embrace that opportunity to be ranked 11th in the country. And then finally, with schedule, we're going to find out real quick who we are and what we're about. We've got Arkansas on the 10th of November. We come back here and head down to Alabama and play in the Sunshine Gulf South Conference Challenge, where we get to play the defending national champion. And 4 days later, we play Tarleton State, who's the preseason #1 team in the country, and was 31-4 last year and went to the Final Four. So, and I love that too, because there's no better way to find out who you are and what you need to do and what direction you're going to go in than to play the best, because we want to be the best. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions that you may have.
Coach, when it comes to the Gulf South Conference, the teams this year, how is all the teams in the conference, and do you feel that a lot of them are pretty evenly matched?
Andy just asked if you didn't hear about the Gulf South Conference and how evenly matched and how good it is. It's the best conference in the country, in my opinion. We call it the SEC of Division II. As Coach Roden indicated, when you play 22 Gulf South Conference games, you're playing one difficult schedule. And we've definitely got our work cut out for us, because it will be very good, starting with ourselves in Huntsville and Christian Brothers and North Alabama, and just go right on down the line.
When you talk about the tough non-conference schedule, how much does that prepare you for that grind conference grind that's going to start on December 3rd and just pretty much go on?
Asking about the tough non-conference schedule. Andy, I've always believed that you have to play a tough schedule to prepare your team for conference play. You got to be careful. It's a little bit like you don't get any stronger from picking up sticks, but you don't want to carry telephone poles around either, because they'll break your back. So you got to be careful and know where your team is and what they're capable of handling. And I obviously felt this team was in a position where they could handle this type of competition in terms of our preparation, both physically and mentally, as we go into the Gulf South Conference.
Since practice started, how is the chemistry on the team being in the workout?
Again, I love this team. The chemistry has been outstanding. We've got a great group. They work together. We all say, well, we're working hard, because everybody works hard this time of the year. This is the hardest working team I've had in maybe 30 years. This will be my 30th year as a head coach, so I'm excited about these guys.
The seniors that are on your team, what type of example do they set for everyone else?
Our seniors, again, have been outstanding. As I indicated, they're great people, first and foremost. They're good students. Everybody here thinks they've been in our program for about 10 years, because they've all been playing since they were freshmen. And that's what we want. We want guys who are going to be here for 4 and 5 years that our community and our university can identify with and get to know on a personal level. They have been outstanding in terms of supplying leadership and supporting our new guys coming in the program.
Coach, when you talk about this team, you always bring up toughness. What kind of benefits does that bring to the court when you have a tough team like you have?
Scott, that's a great question about toughness. And I tell you what, you ask any coach when they lose a game, and they'll tell you they weren't tough enough. So that should tell you everything you need to know right there. Toughness is a major factor. We have a saying with our guys, TGHT, the game honors toughness. We just showed our guys a clip the other day. We had a scrimmage on Friday that we played really well in. And in one of those plays, we had John Cornish, who's a sophomore from Pearl River, from just up the road here, Olive Branch, who dove on the floor after a loose ball, and there's no way we get that ball if he's not diving on the floor, because there were 3 guys that were a lot closer to it than he was, but he outworked everybody to get it. That's the kind of toughness that we desire, we work to have, and these guys have demonstrated that on a daily basis.
When you think of Devin Schmidt, you think of the jump he took from freshman to sophomore year. It's going to be pretty hard to take that same jump. What kind of jump do you see him take that from sophomore to junior year?
He's already made that jump, Scott, and we couldn't be more excited because of his defensive play. And he and I met a long time last spring on this is what you've got to do. You have got to become a better defensive player. Right now, frankly, you're a liability to our team. We're trying to find a way to hide you every night out, and we're not going to be able to do that any longer. You have got to improve, and it's obvious when he came back here in the fall that he has made a very conscious effort in becoming a much better defensive player, and he has done so.
How do you do that, Coach?
How does he do that?
Yeah, how do you become a better defensive player? What has he done specifically?
I think just the first thing is he's recognized that I've got to be a good defensive player if my team is going to get where I want my team to be, where I'm no longer someone that's a liability. It also comes through repetitive drill work, where no longer am I just kind of getting through the drill, but I'm going into the drill with the idea that let me learn, embrace, and understand these fundamentals so that now I can apply them in a team concept. And I think that was a big thing. It started with him last spring and our postseason work, where we're doing a lot of four-man stuff, and he just really worked hard. And just for lack of a better word, is just paying attention to it, that this is important to me now. It's a priority. Details.
Coach, what does it mean to have a player like P.J. Davis, not only a kid from Cleveland High, but being successful in this program has been in his first year?
Oh, it's invaluable, not only from the fact that he's a local young man, but he's one of my favorite guys, whether he admits that or not. So he's done a tremendous job, and it's great to have him represent our program because everybody here knows who he is.
And these seniors have been here since you got here. How special is their brother to you?
Oh, the best. Just the best. I can't say it any other way. You know, when you've got a group that's been with you for 4 years and you've got 3 of those young men and all of them have been playing significant roles since they were freshmen, it's just unbelievable.
Coach Boone, as far as the key aspects of this team on offense and defense, what are certain parts that they've improved on to make those aspects better?
Well, I'll give you one great example. We played a 40-minute scrimmage on Friday, as I mentioned, and we had 11 turnovers in the 40 minutes. The first time we played against competition with officials. That's certainly a number we want to build upon, but to have 11 turnovers this time of the season really shows a great emphasis on our desire to be sure with the basketball and not turn the basketball over. We've become a much better screening and sharing the basketball team, and that kind of goes back to toughness. And then obviously our defensive play has improved immensely, and a large part I think that goes in hand with Devin's improvement. Thank you very much. I'm going to turn it over to our guys now.
I can see improvement, but I can also see where there is need for more improvement, and Coach Boone preaches that every day. Don't get complacent. So I think it's just all about just continue to grow and continue just working on my game to get better.
As far as the expectations that, of course, the preseason ranking and that type thing, as far as the personal team expectations, as far as winning GSC and going to regional, maybe even having a shot at the national title, talk about the team's mindset on that stuff.
Well, I mean, we're approaching every game as if we're going to win it because, I mean, that's just the confidence that we carry and we pride ourselves on as a team. And we just feel like there's no one that can score enough points to beat us, and we're going to get stops on the defensive end to ensure that they don't beat us.
PJ, how much more comfortable do you feel in this system, this program in year 2?
Wow. A lot more comfortable than last year. I was constantly battling mental lapses, getting used to the new coaching staff, new players, and just the new level of intensity. But I feel way better now as a player, and I think Coach Boone's a little more comfortable with me now. And this team, I mean, they're just an amazing group, and I'm really looking forward to playing with them.
What's going on from that? I mean, when did it really start to click for you? Because obviously, you're learning a new playbook. Whatever sport it is, you're thinking you have to play a little bit slower. When did it really start to click so you can just play fast and just play the game that you know how to do?
I want to say it still hasn't clicked. I'm still trying to learn and just do what I can to ensure that we have a good season and that I can help my teammates out. But, I mean, it's just a constant process that you go through playing basketball.
I'm sure there was other upperclassmen other than Cobb. I just think of
It was a very humbling experience, knowing that there's someone else that came from the same town as me and actually the same bloodline as me, that had been through a lot of struggles as a basketball player, and he could talk to me, and I mean, it was kind of just like a familiar face to me, and it was just easier to understand and see where he was coming from. I mean, we grew up together, and of course, and I mean, even the other upper class, Jack, first time meeting him, Devin, they just all just took me under their wing, and I really appreciate them for that.
How good is this team?
We'll just have to wait till the season to find out.
What are you gonna hang your hat on this season?
I'm gonna have to say defense, because I think this group as a whole just really takes pride in defense, and I think that's what really that's the principle of winning. You're gonna have to get stops. You can score baskets all night, but until you can stop your opponent from scoring, you're not gonna win games.
PJ, what does it mean to you to be a local kid, play for this program, and kind of be part of this team?
It means a lot, especially in high school when when you were overlooked by a lot of people, and to be right here back in my hometown and playing for a great school and a great coach, it just means a lot to me.
You say you're overlooked. Do you use that as a chip when you play, like a chip on your shoulder?
Yeah, you can say that.
Well, like Coach said, I was like a liability, like tried to hide me, and he told me that I needed to get better. So as soon as we got here, first day, we got after it, and we haven't stopped working every day. We're in there grinding, and if you know Coach, you know he's amped up most of the time, so pretty much gets us going. So.
Devin, you talk about the progression in your defensive game. A lot of people don't like to play defense. Do you enjoy defense now that you've gotten better at it?
I do. I used to hate it because I wasn't very good at it. So, but now I like to get on defense just to get a stop, so help my teammates out. So it feels a lot better actually knowing I can do it instead of thinking, wow, I'm sick of playing defense right now. So, yeah.
How much of that goes back though to just coach instilling that into you guys? Because obviously, first time I met him, we kept talking about defense, and obviously that's a big part of the way that he wants you guys to play.
Yes, we have like a motto: 3 stops in a row. As coaches, so usually he ingrains in our head every day. Defense, blocking out, every defensive drills all the time.
Devin, you put up a big points per game number last year. Is it something you want to do again this year? You kind of want to distribute a little bit more, kind of get more teammates involved, and maybe not worry about that point number as much?
It's not really. I think I give the credit to my teammates for getting me open and having their trust for me to score the ball. But now we have a bunch of new guys in, and we're all gelling pretty good, I'd say. So if the points are there, then I take them. But if my teammates are open, I get them the ball as well. So.
Let's talk about this team. Just your thoughts overall as you head into the season, all the expectations.
I think our expectations, Coach says this every year at the beginning of the year, he's not afraid to say it, and we want to win a national title. So, I mean, our first scrimmage went really well, and I think we can make a run at it, GSC. So I think we're the favorite to win, no matter what they say, and does Coach agree with me, and my teammates are agreeing with me. We're the best team in the GSC.
Devin, I remember I talked to you last year and I asked how practice went after day one of your freshman year to day two of your day one of your sophomore year. You said, well, this one went a lot better because my first practice I got kicked out of. How much have you grown mentally since that first day of practice freshman year to now? Because it seems like you've grown eons.
When I came in, it was kind of tough. I wasn't really like expecting it to be as intense and stuff as it was. But now that I come in every day, we're working hard, and I understand why he pushes us so hard. And I feel like it helps every year, and I come in and I'm not worried about it as much, and I just know what I'm doing all the time.
Any more questions for Devin?
Good.
All right, we'll bring up.
Thank you.
I think it's a big culture thing. When you're new to a team or a club, you're not really too sure what to expect. And I guess I came in thinking, I was a little bit better. I thought a little bit better than what I was, and it was a real humbling experience. to play with people like my freshman year, like Terry Leake and Cornell, who really showed you what it was like to be a great basketball player. And just the culture that Coach Boone instilled on me. I like to think that I sort of epitomise the player that Coach Boone wants me to be and what Coach Boone likes in a player. So it's just hard work and get in there every day in the gym, even off days, work on your game. And I like to think that I've improved a lot since my freshman year.
As far as the seniors, the veteran players, how has y'all's relationship with the newer players, how has that gelled in practice so far?
It's been great. They've pretty much been like sponges. Whatever we say to them, they try to do the best of their ability. And they know we've been here for at least 3-4 years. So they ask questions all the time in the locker room, like what should have I done here, what should have I done there. But that makes it a lot easier when you know you've got your teammates' trust. That whatever you say to them, they're going to do their best of their ability, and vice versa. If they say something to me like, Jack, you should have done this, I trust their opinion because they trust my opinion, sort of thing. So we've gelled awesome. I couldn't ask for a better group of guys going into my last year.
Jack, you've kind of been around this program for a long time. You guys had a losing season your first year, and ever since you've had success. How did that first season kind of shape you moving forward with this program and with Coach Boone?
Like I said, it was. I guess I came into college thinking I was a little bit better than what I was, so that was a very humbling experience. I still think that that freshman year was one of the funnest years playing basketball. We had some lows, but we had some really big highs, like beating Huntsville on the road. They were the number 3 team in the country, and we were probably a lot lower than number 3. And we went into their place and we got a W, and I think that's probably, if not the best memory I have of college so far. I hope to build upon that, but yeah.
Seems like some of the pieces you guys have added are going to help for that three-point threat to become more of an option for you guys and maybe spread it around a little bit more. How does it help you as a player kind of get you more open for some looks for yourself as well?
Yeah, well, they can't just. I know Devin had a great year last year, and a lot of teams' defenses was geared towards stopping Devin. And if they do that this year, then we got 4 other really good offensive threats on the court that we'll be able to score enough points, even if they do, which they won't be able to. But even if they do hold Devin in check, we've got 4 other threats on the court, and then a lot of firepower off the bench that we're going to be extremely hard to guard this year.
Do you think this is the best Delta State team you've been a part of?
It's going to be tough to beat that sophomore year, but I think we definitely have the potential to be the best Delta State team I've been a part of. It's just we just all got to buy into the system. We'll keep buying into the system. We've been doing a good job so far, and just keep building game by game. I think we're a lot better now at this stage than what than I've ever been in at Delta State. If that makes sense.